I was an Essence Drain Lich. I wanted to move to another build. I found that it was quite slow in the end game. I saw Sowza's video, and I'll just pull his Hoey Ninja profile up here. I'll put this link in the description of the YouTube video so you can see. I saw his build where he was killing pinnacles easily and blasting mobs while running fast and having fun. I saw DeadRabbit released a video on it, thanks to both Sowza and DeadRabbit. But regardless, both of them, you needed hundreds of divines for the build. So I was hesitant, but then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to give it a go. And I'll show you why it's so expensive. If you go to Sowza's build, you can switch between like day 3, and you can switch between like week 1, where the build is very mature, but you need the crossbow. Now he's got a special one, see the 354 increased damage. That is many, many divines, but you can get just the normal rolled, non-corrupted one. That's what I started with for like 7, 8 divine, I think 7 divine. Expensive amulets. You've got like 70 divine gloves and 60 to 70 divine headhunter, and you've got really expensive runes to stop movement speed penalty, and you've got all sorts of things. You've also got interesting jewels, and even in the skills, Rakiata's flow is like 26, 27 divine the last time I checked, and so on. So this is a very expensive build. So what I did is I wanted to make the build playable with just much less divines, basically. So today I'm going to show you the 10 and the 20 divine version. I started with the 10 and then I sold my gear that I was wearing. And then a few hours later, I went to the 20 div. This is not an ultimate build guide. It's just what I've tried over a day and it's worked for me. Some differences, obviously, the cheaper versus expensive builds is that there's less move speed, less damage, and lower defenses as well. It's a low life build, I should have mentioned as well. You need more than 300 life. It's I didn't have in the beginning. I could not work out why it was shooting, stopping, reloading, shooting, stopping. It's the constant shooting and being able to move around. Even though, look, it's faster. And when I move, I got a penalty. I don't have all the expensive gear. It's enough to avoid some of the mobs in the maps. It's enough to stay alive. I'm level 93. I mean, I've got 55% evasion and I've got deflection rating of 34% as well. My ES is only 2300 on the 20 divine, but it can be 3800 on the 10 divine. And the order of priority for spending your divines, the weapon is mandatory. Sacrifice 300 life to not consume a bolt when firing. It's only possible because of the Lich ascendancy. Don't try anything else. Your life cannot be changed while you have energy shield on eternal life here. That's why that works so well. And essentially means you don't reload. As long as you have more than 300 life. The order of priority, as I mentioned, the weapon is mandatory. It would really be nice to have the gloves after that. They give rage, which just gives you insane damage, and then you can spec into rage on the tree over here. If you have 30 divine, you'd probably go for Rakiata's flow, which inverts the resistances and gives you massive damage. But if you've got a 20 divine build, then you would go for the helmet that DeadRabbit has on his build, which is really clever, I think, and it's to make you always surrounded. Make sure you roll that 5 at the bottom. I think I don't remember, 7 divine for this helmet. Require 5 fewer enemies to be surrounded. That's what you really care about. Yeah, so that means you're always surrounded. And therefore, the difference is you can take some of the nodes here, which are insane. I mean, you can get plus 100 tack damage while surrounded. You can get a bunch of evasion as well. And we'll go into the tree in a second. But that's why if you had 20 divine, you might want to go for the helmet I have and not a high ES helmet, the Viper cap, just because you can get that much damage and you can kill enemies before they kill you. So that's the only difference between the 10 and the 20 divine, as well as some tree changes I'll show you. But yeah, Rakiata's slow would be very important. I'd then go for the gloves probably for that damage. Headhunter is just brilliant all around, defensively especially, but you probably get Headhunter last. There's some jewels as well that he has. I haven't even looked into how much they are. I've just been so poor. I'm going to go through the tree for the different versions. Basically, look at Sowza's tree, and I'll just flash this up on the screen so you can pause it at any time. You start over here. You get a lot of move speed, some defenses, some attack speed. You throw in your jewels along the way, which I'll talk about in a second. You get more defenses. Now, and you move all the way down here. And obviously, this being the 20 div version, I have just gone as far as here so I can invest in some really nice nodes on the surrounded wheels thanks to the helmet. You don't take these wheels on the 10 divine version. Instead of these wheels, I would go into here. This is what I did. you go into here, you get a bunch of deflection and evasion and defenses. Just really get those defenses up. Whereas in this build, I got rid of that and I got a bunch of damage. So I just have to be really mobile and careful and quick on the flask, basically. Yeah, so that's one thing I didn't mention. The Chevron Satchel is the belt you wear in the interim. It's got life recovery from flask, applies to energy shield. It's cheap, a matter of exalts. And then you just get a flask which has more recovery on low life. I had that sitting in the stash. I literally paid very little for this, but I'll go into the gear in a second. But yeah, that's the tree. In terms of jewels, I threw in, I did not buy a single jewel except for the one in my ascendancy. You'll see in a second. So I didn't pay anything. I got a lot of jewels with lightning penetration, projectile attack speed. I couldn't get move speed, which is what you really need. I didn't have any. I got evasion rating, projectile speed. I got some herald damage somewhere. There you go, herald skills, crossbow attack speed, evasion, things like that. But in my I paid 2 divine for this in this 20 divine version, and the lightning resistance was a bonus. I really just got top rolled attack speed. There's a bunch of things you can get attack speed. I couldn't get move speed for this price, but I did get attack damage with hits against rare and unique enemies, and that's really powerful. So I got 40%. That just really helps with I don't really have a problem with the powerful bosses. In terms of the gear, in the 10 divine version, you have this helmet. I had a helmet like this. It was a matter of exalts. It wasn't a divine or anything. It's just a high ES helmet. And what it means is you have massive energy shield compared to now. I mean, I got very low energy shield, 2358 becomes nearly 4,000. And you can then on your amulet get a subterfuge mask, which gives you much more evasion as well. So what I did was, that's the 10 divine. On the 20 divine, it's simply changing that helmet for the constricting command and taking the points I showed you on the tree. Now, what I got was, to start, I got a evasion ES jacket. It's a really cheap build. Sowza's got a build with the implicit that gets rid of the move speed penalty, which is nice. There's, I don't know, ES might even be lower. It's not sure if that's an option. But I just got the one with 5% move speed. It's not even the top one, but just get that one. I got spirit. You'll need at least 40 spirit. Now, just to mention about spirit, I would love to have more spirit and run blasphemy with temp chains and basically slow all the enemies in my presence. But even high quality, you need 50 something extra spirit. You could drop convalescence, which I have, and I'll show you the skills in a second. But even then, it's not enough. This is a real cheap version. We don't have the spirit. So yeah, just get to spirit on your chest. In terms of amulet, this one was a divine or 2, and I saw the prices look a bit more now, but you don't have to get anything too fancy with rarity. You just need the +2 level of prod skills to start. Try to get energy shield and evasion. And yeah, if you need anything else, res or stats. In terms of rings, I try to get the attack damage with on low life, and the rest is just resistances and some stats. In terms of the boots, I don't have the fancy boots with runes that give move speed and reduce penalties. That's, are in these kind of boots, and 100% increase of socket of gems. I just have normal boots, cheap boots, but just wanted the 30 move speed. And energy shield recharge rate was a bit of a bonus. In terms of gloves, honestly, very cheap gloves. Just wanted to help my resistances here. And that's really it. And in terms of sockets, I did manage to save up. I did not have this. I had nothing socketed in here, but I recently just put 5% damage as damage of all elements. And that's really it. Oh, and of course the flask that gives you more recovery and low life, together with the belt that allows flask to apply to energy shield. Do get this, okay? This energy shield is way too low to stay alive otherwise. In terms of skills, pretty simple. Have a look at Sowza's stuff, but Sowza had very expensive gems in Herald of in Galvanic Shards, and another one in Herald of Thunder. In Thunder, I just have, execute all of these gems here. But Culling Strike, I threw that in. Now, that may be silly. I haven't even checked out if that works. I just threw it in at the time. It was sitting there. But Galvanic Shards had, instead of Rakiata's Flow, it's got Execute 3, Deliberation, Fork, Innovate. I've put in Lightning Penetration. That's the difference. I've got Shock Burst rounds, Emergency Reload. Everything else is the same. Ghost Dance for defense, Wind Dancer. And that's really it. So best of luck. I'll keep you updated as I move into, learning about the build and making improvements. As I said, it's not an ultimate build guide. It was not highly thought out. I literally wanted to just start the build and progress it and get to level 95. And yeah, see how I go. Bye.